Nearly a week after the approval of the U.S. Bitcoin spot ETF, Yahoo Finance data compiled by the block showed that on January 17, the cumulative trading volume of 11 spot Bitcoin ETFs exceeded $11.1 billion on the fourth trading day. The long-term expectation has come to fruition, and how much incremental capital spot ETFs will bring to the Bitcoin market has also become a topic of market concern. In addition, Coinbase, as the custodian of a number of Bitcoin spot ETFs, has also caused the market to think about the role of this business in driving the cryptocurrency exchange business. At the same time, the market also has more expectations for Hong Kong, which is determined to become a global virtual asset and Web3 center, and has repeatedly released positive signals for Bitcoin spot ETFs. Some institutions told reporters that at present, more than 10 fund companies are actively preparing to launch spot ETFs in Hong Kong, of which 7 or 8 have entered the actual promotion stage, and will work together with partners to promote the landing of Hong Kong spot ETFs as soon as possible in the next few months. The total trading volume in 4 days exceeded $11.1 billion. On January 11, the SEC officially approved 11 Bitcoin spot ETFs, including VanEck, Bitwise, Fidelity, Franklin, Valkyrie, Hashdex, ARK Invest, Grayscale, BlackRock, WisdomTree, and Invesco Galaxy. 11 Bitcoin spot ETFs were approved, and the SEC chairman warned of risks. In terms of fees, Bitwise and ARK have fees as low as 0 for the first 6 months or the first $1 billion. Fidelity has a fee of 0 for the first 7 months. BlackRock has a fee of 0.12% for the first 12 months or the first $5 billion, and Grayscale currently has the highest fee of 1.5%. This is a watershed moment in the expansion of the crypto economy. The variety of Bitcoin spot ETFs launched by the world's largest asset managers will attract diversified new investors, spurring long-term growth and product innovation. On the day the spot ETF was approved, Coinbase issued a document saying, on January 17, according to Yahoo Finance data compiled by the block, the cumulative trading volume of 11 spot Bitcoin ETFs exceeded $11.1 billion on the fourth trading day. Grayscale, BlackRock, and Fidelity continue to dominate, accounting for more than 90% of total trading volume. From the perspective of capital drive, the listing of Bitcoin spot ETFs means that under the protection of U.S. regulators, traditional brokerages have officially opened their exposure to Bitcoin for traditional financial individuals and institutional investors, which will inject a lot of liquidity into the Bitcoin and crypto markets in the long run. Zhao Wei, a senior researcher at the OKX Research Institute, told the China Times reporter. Data analyst Galaxy Digital previously estimated that the potential market size of the U.S. Bitcoin ETF will be about $14 trillion in the first year after its launch, expand to $26 trillion in the second year, and expand to $39 trillion in the third year. While bringing incremental funds, exchanges that assume custody roles have also attracted market attention. According to statistics, 8 out of the current 11 spot Bitcoin ETFs have partnered with Coinbase and use Coinbase as a custodian. Coinbase is the only publicly traded pure spot cryptocurrency exchange in the United States, and in addition to Fidelity, Gemini, and BitGo, they have also assumed custody services for a Bitcoin spot ETF. How much does a Bitcoin spot ETF drive the cryptocurrency exchange business? Some industry insiders told the China Times reporter that the current cryptocurrency exchange mainly plays a custodian role in the Bitcoin spot ETF, undertaking Bitcoin spot ETF-related business, but it will definitely increase the liquidity of the exchange and expand the user base, and the fees generated are also considerable. However, cryptocurrency exchanges have a wide range of product types and businesses, and the platform's profit model mainly relies on fees, so the daily trading volume is very important. This trading volume can be spot trading, or contracts, leverage, options products and various strategy transactions, so the business income brought by the Bitcoin spot ETF may not account for a high proportion of the overall revenue of the exchange, the above-mentioned industry insiders said. However, she stressed that for many cryptocurrency exchanges, compliance is still the first priority at present, and compliance is more likely to be selected. Becoming an ETF custodian will bring qualitative change to crypto exchanges, which means that crypto exchanges have been highly recognized by regulators and global mainstream brokerages in terms of security, technical maturity, and compliance, and these official brand endorsements will help crypto exchanges attract more mainstream funds, users, etc., and promote their faster and better development. Zhao Wei thinks. The Hong Kong Bitcoin spot ETF is already in the actual promotion stage. In fact, before the United States, countries and regions such as Toronto and Brazil had already listed Bitcoin spot ETFs in 2021, and since the United States is one of the regions with the highest number of crypto owners, its actions have attracted more attention. After the launch of the US Bitcoin spot ETF, Hong Kong, which is heavily embracing cryptocurrency, is also considered to be the most promising region to become the next approved Bitcoin spot ETF. At present, there are 2 Bitcoin futures ETFs listed in Hong Kong, which are issued by Samsung Asset Management and CSOP, respectively. On December 22, 2023, the Hong Kong Securities and Futures Commission announced that it was ready to accept applications for authorization of funds such as virtual asset spot ETFs, and clearly pointed out that virtual assets that are allowed to be traded on licensed trading platforms are permitted. On the same day that the SEC approved the first Bitcoin spot ETF, Wu Jiezhuang, a member of the National Committee of the Chinese People's Political Consultative Conference and a member of the Hong Kong Legislative Council, also posted on social media that Hong Kong should also dare to be a leader in the field of virtual assets. The approval of the US Bitcoin spot ETF has brought a demonstration effect on a global scale, increasing the probability of Hong Kong's approval of the Bitcoin spot ETF. Zhao Wei told the China Times reporter that Hong Kong has gradually established and improved the world's leading crypto regulatory system, and has been approved Bitcoin futures ETF and Ethereum futures ETF, etc., with the environment and conditions for the listing of Bitcoin spot ETFs. We are cautiously optimistic that as long as the Bitcoin spot ETF applicant meets the subscription and approval standards of the Hong Kong Securities and Futures Commission in terms of redemption mechanism, custody method, risk control system, and many other aspects, it may be expected to be implemented in 2024 at the earliest. He said. Livia Wang, Chief Operating Officer of HashKey Group, a licensed cryptocurrency exchange in Hong Kong, revealed in a recent interview with the media that about 10 fund companies are preparing to launch virtual asset spot ETFs in Hong Kong, and 7 or 8 of them are already in the actual stage. The preparatory phase is over, and Hong Kong is becoming the first market in Asia to allow the listing of virtual asset spot ETFs. On January 18, HashKey further revealed to the China Times that due to the advantages of HashKey's license, reputation, liquidity, and scale, all mainstream funds that have been contacted will use HashKey as an infrastructure provider. In terms of specific services, HashKey said that these funds may first need to choose a licensed exchange represented by HashKey for the custody of the underlying assets, and provide them with trading, clearing, custody, and other services. In addition, in terms of auxiliary supervision, a shared supervision agreement may also be introduced to help fund parties achieve transparency in the operation process. A number of Hong Kong spot ETF applications have completed the intent stage with HashKey and have entered the stage of substantial cooperation. We will work with our partners to promote the launch of Hong Kong spot ETFs as soon as possible in the coming months. HashKey said.